Hello everybody, welcome back to TESLG. This is the Season 3 World Drivers' Championship. We are here for pre-season testing and with new faces in Formula 2. So we are here in Malaysia for the pre-season testing session of Formula 2. It was a little bit laggy there for me as the cars came out of the pit lane. So now I believe we have a low population today of drivers. So today the drivers now are just going to set their laps, get familiar with the track, and then when it comes time to do what they need to do and perform, then that is exactly what they're going to do. Because this, while it might not seem like an important session, it definitely will get a little bit interesting. There's no expected rain today. Tomorrow we have the Formula 1 cars running, that is the top game. And I'm joined by Fevers in the commentary box.
Yes, hello. This is a new season with a new formula now. This is going to get a bit interesting now that we have new faces that are aiming for the pinnacle of motorsport.
Yep, and well, it is a little bit unfortunate considering the amount of people we have here today, and it's not exactly optimal what we would have hoped for, but we can only respect the drivers' wishes if they didn't decide to turn up. So we'll see what the fastest time is here today. Prop is actually supposed to be in the Mercedes, I believe. And he wasn't confirmed as an F2 driver until this weekend. So, he's got the Mercedes. Oh no, sorry, it's the other way around. He didn't have enough money for the Alpha, I don't think. Is the Mercedes. But then again, I don't know why it says he has the Alpha, but I'm not going to judge. So Easton at the moment leading the timing tables with a 1:08, a little bit of a slow time, as he has said himself. So now, with only 6 drivers, not much action to capture. But we still have a lot to talk about, don't we, Fevers? Still a lot of things to talk about. The Formula 1 scene, it has become very, very intense. There's 3 main drivers that will be going for the World Drivers' Championship in Season 3. 2 of those being AlphaTauri drivers and one of them being Aston Martin. Those 2 AlphaTauri drivers are Chris, or S104, and Pudge, otherwise known as AMW, and the Aston Martin driver is Razor Hyper. So those are the 3 main drivers that will be going for the title in Season 3. What else can we expect from the Formula 1 scene?
I think that the McLaren boys are going to be very strong this season because they have been very consistent last season. Like in the other half, they have been gaining some really good points. They could have gotten an easy P2 in the constructors.
Yeah, they could have easily gotten P2. But I feel like when it comes to the other teams on the grid, there's a lot of top teams there. I mean, Ferrari, they haven't got a main driver. They haven't got a main driver. All they have is Thansis or Big. So it really is interesting to see because Ferrari, they're not going to get anything done in Formula 1 with one main driver, and now they're going to have about 6 days or 5 days to find that other main driver that can help them carry them to a good position in the Constructors' Championship. And AlphaTauri, they're going to go for 3 constructors and 3 drivers all in a row. 3 different drivers with all different drivers. and 3 different constructors in a row. That's what the team is looking for. Now, I think with AlphaTauri's lineup, it definitely will be easy for them to get the Constructors' Championship. I think with Aston Martin's lineup of Romza and Razor, they might be securing second in the championship. But the other teams, the battle for third is what will be very interesting, or heck, even the battle for second. There's also McLaren and Alpine to look out for. Haas, I think, with Bali, Pepe, and Stealthy Water Bottle in the car. So those are some other teams to look out for.
Yeah, the Aston Martin and McLaren were very strong last season. Let's see what can they deliver now in season 3. And at the moment, Iso has the fastest lap, which is almost 2 seconds. Wait, it is 2 seconds, but he has improved it now.
Yeah, he got a little bit of a bump there going through the last sector as he came down the bridge. And lucky, he was able to control it.
He was very, yeah.
Oh, and that's Sir Doggo running wide and off. Yeah, so Earson, he's fastest by about 2 seconds. So if there's any favourite to win the Drivers' Championship this season, it could be Earson. Because Brawn GP, they've come back to the Formula 1, well, not to the Formula 1 grid, but the TAS-LG grid. They've re-entered in F2. So a few teams that were lost in Formula 1 have re-entered in Formula 2. I think we lost Audi, Brawn GP, and also BMW in the Formula 1 grid, and now they've all come back to the Formula 2 grid.
Yep. And there's an Aston Martin car flying through the last spot.
And that's Ledeska. And how does he? Oh, for first proper lap. So that's setting the benchmark for other drivers.
Yep. Now F5K Josh is now crossing the line. It doesn't.
It's not an improvement. So he's in the McLaren. The special Monaco and Spain livery, I must add. To be honest, I think I prefer the normal McLaren livery.
Yeah, they have been using it, I think, at the start of the Auckland sprint race last season.
Yeah, I think that's when we first saw it. And Earson is also using the black version of the Brawn GP. And in my opinion, I prefer the white version. But I understand why he'd like it. It is an alright livery, as he gets a few bumps through there, squealing the car through there. Little shakes going through up the hill into Sector 2. Oh! It's very, very close. Too close for comfort. And F5KJ, another double personal best. Ruined.
Oh, what happened to Henry?
I don't know.
He crashed out.
You can see them all in the paddock. Yo, Favors, do you know how to do like the spectator mode thing? Where if you click Shift plus P, you go into the flying.
Yeah, it's free time.
Yeah. Can you try and get some photos?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Oh. That was
Everybody's
McLaren.
about the bumps here.
Lovely bumps. There's a lot of memeing opportunity.
Because it can maybe fly off. It can maybe fly you off and then go into the barriers, or else you can either like invalidate your lap time as.
That's Ledeska. Oh no, Ledeska! Purple sector lap ruined coming up the hill.
that was.
Yeah, and that's what we were worried about. That's what the drivers have been throwing concerns at. It's the bumps coming up the hill, mainly in that sector 2 area. And now we've seen it take major effect with Ledeska, so it'll be interesting to see how the Formula 1 drivers are going to handle that in tomorrow's practice session or pre-season testing.
Yeah, this is Formula 2. They haven't gotten the experience yet as the people in Formula 1. And now Eason is on relief, and Henry gets a bit of wheel spin around the corner into the bridge section. And then on the last turn, he's crossing the line, a bit of a bump here. Is he going to improve his time? No, he's not.
Nah.
He was 1 second off from his personal best.
It's a tiny bit of improvement. So as we watch on above this Malaysian circuit, that's the Aston Martin there. That's Ledeska. As he goes through there.
Into the bridge section he goes. He has the DRS now. I think it's going to give him a bit of an advantage, but not by much because he's almost 2 seconds off. He goes a bit wide around the corner. He's crossing the line and doesn't improve.
That was his outlap. He's going for it now. And here's Henry Lanning or Sir Doggo in the Alfa Romeo. He's pushing for it up, personal best. What does the drive info say? 7 to 8 tenths up. This is it, no bumps. It's been a clean lap towards the end. He needs to power around it. Doesn't get a warning. Flies it down the main straight. Whoa, it's not fast enough. Not fast enough to target the 108. Not enough. It's not enough. That'll be very, very unfortunate for Sir Doggo. Very unfortunate. And here is Ledeska. He's up in the second sector, but he was down in the first sector by quite a bit. Is that going to cost him? He's about a second down on Eason. If you round it up. And here we go. Eason complaining about the bumps again, I have to assume. And it's the minor margins of improvement.
Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate for Ledeska. If he was consistent through sector 1 in the final sector, then I think he could have had a good chance of maybe improving by around 3 tenths.
And I think F5KJ was improving there.
Yeah, that 5K Josh could have gotten at least 4th if you could have improved it.
Yeah, shout out to Ledeska for his compliment on our commentary. We really appreciate it.
We love you, Ledeska.
Yeah. So mainly the bumps affecting the elevation coming up the hill. And we saw Easton get dabs of bumps. Oh, Sir Doggo. Oh, Sir Doggo squirreling it through there. And that's prop, I think. Oh, nah, he has to be on an outlap because that's way too much fuel. That is way too much fuel. If he's on a hot lap, I would be surprised because the amount of fuel in that Alfa Romeo is surprising compared to the other drivers and what they pick. Oh, that's Simon. Now Eason's on the outlap. Simon's actually gone for the pre-season testing method. He's on 30% fuel, so he's doing the stint testing. You can't complain with that. Here comes Prop across the line. Shoots up to 4th. But that is not the time that he needs to compete. Yeah, but it's not the time he needs.
He doesn't improve, but I think that was his hot lap. His lap starts now, I think. Into the bumpy section he goes. He is quite close to the wall, but doesn't get any bump. I think he has learned from the bumps.
Yeah.
And tries to avoid from them. as he goes to the Nari SS, he hits the wall, but I think he will continue.
Oh, Simon's just gone straight on.
Into the back turn he goes. He gets wheel spin, and I think his lap is ruined, and he crashes out.
F5KJ purple sector, 3/10 up.
Oh, that. Let's see. Will he improve now to sector 2 now?
What he won't want is a bump. There are bumps that can attack you through this part of the circuit, and if he gets a bump, he needs to be prepared. He needs to be ready. You can get one. No, that has to be a warning. Does the game give him a warning? I don't know, but he's still up. This could be a 107 from F5KJ in the McLaren. What a lap time this will turn out to be. Earson is also improving, up by 300s, personal best in the first sector. Here comes F5KJ though, round the last corner. Surely it's fastest. No, it's only enough for second. Still a flying lap, but not quite enough.
That was a power lap from F5KJ.
Yeah, but it is not enough.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah. And he's complaining about the bumps, so that's probably what sacrificed his lap. He still got a good time in, but it wasn't quite what he needed. And he's either decided to leave or disconnected. I'm going to try experimenting with graphics to put in the video, so the video might come out on Sunday, I don't know. I'll try to get it out today. So who's on a lap now? Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities for team radios here. So who we got on the track? That's Henry Lanning and Ledesk on the track. Earson, F5KJ and Simon the Aviator.
There's another that was very wide and crashed.
Alright, Ledeska on a hot lap. I'm not sure if Henry Lanning's on a hot lap. Yeah, Jeff's rejoined, so probably was a disconnection for him. So 13 minutes left in this session. That's Ledeska taking a wide entry line into the hairpin and then just carrying the car with as much speed as possible around the hairpin. That's the way these drivers are going to do it, and it'll be fun to see how the F1 drivers are able to take even more. That is so close. Oh my god, that is so close. Phoebus, you should have seen the live crash. That was the rear, as he got onto the curb, the rear slipped out away from him, and he tried to control it back, but the rear hit the wall. That's a realistic crash. That is realistic. Wow.
I think that was a Stroll single.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you need to see that on the that could be the thumbnail if you manage to find it in the video when I upload it. Get a good screenshot of it.
The way you explained it is almost like the Stroll incident in qualifying.
Yeah, so I'll try to explain it more. So he was coming down towards sector 3. He got on the curb. The rear slips out. The rear hits the tire barrier. And that was his lap ruined. And that's Earson. And that's Prop also. No, that's his out lap, I believe. And he's finally learned how much fuel he needs to put in the car.
Yeah, the F2 drivers need to learn the track as pre-season is now coming into a close in about 11 minutes now.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of time until qualifying comes.
Well, it comes to a close. And there are a few teams on the grid with F1 and F2 connections. I think that's MoneyGram Haas, Williams, Red Bull, I believe. I know definitely Aston Martin and BWT Alpine have gone in there. So, Haas, Mercedes, Aston Martin, McLaren, Alpine, Alfa Romeo and Williams all have connections between F1 and F2. So these F2 drivers, they'll want to impress the F1 team principals so they can have a shot at the big game. And Vargas, he can watch. Yeah, Vargas can watch.
Yeah, the F1 drivers can watch, and they can watch the F2 preseason. It's free to anybody that they want to watch anything more thrilling than F1.
Yeah. So this is a cool track though, the Penang Bayside Circuit. It's got a lot of twisting turns on it.
And there's a very huge embankment turn that most drivers take wide so they could get the most exit speed. And there's a McLaren at the exact turn.
Yeah, the two Alphas getting a lot of time in. Well, that's Eason parked by the side of the road.
Speed from a camera that is at the banked turn. We can see no other drivers except F5K Josh.
So props up. So is this his hot lap or an out lap? Out lap, okay.
I think this is a pretty good spot to take pictures.
Oh, that's it. He's got on the curb, and that's ruined his lap. And Eason, he starts his lap. Henry Lanning is up though by about 600s. Get some photos of this while you can. Flying down the main straight. Is it a faster time? Just by the smallest improvement it is. 200ths of improvement in the final sector. And what about Eason? He is flying now through here. No bumps through there. So he's got good relations with his team principal, Formula One Sport at Brawn GP. So he will be encouraging them.
I think Braun and Mercedes have quite a good connection because Braun is actually the team that was rebranded into Mercedes.
Yeah, 2009, I believe Mercedes was supplying the engines, and then in 2010, I think Brawn GP was supplying the engines. Or...
And Jensen Button won the team the Drivers' World Championship.
Yeah. So Ledeska's saying he's losing time in the second sector. Oh, that's the BMW. This will be a very interesting championship winner across both F1 and F2.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very packed season where we can see a lot of fights, a lot of crashes. As we have seen now from Formula 2, there have been quite bumps here and there at the Penang circuit. And this has caused lots of driver errors and mistakes.
Yeah. So just some of that.
Last turn is quite a killer when it comes to bumps, as most drivers take the corner quite widely because I think they don't want to they want to avoid the bumps.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting. Here comes Prop across the line. He's up a lot. Oh, the 6 seconds up in the first sector seems so promising. It's not quite the improvement he wants, and not the improvement he needs. However, someone who might get the improvement they need is Henry Lanning. So 3/10 up, round the final corner we go. We're taking a lot of speed through there, the rear, sliding about. That is probably going to cost him the lap time at the end, and it did cost him about a 10th at the end.
Well, that was really unfortunate for him. He could have gotten a way faster lap if he didn't make any mistakes.
Now, that's Earson and the Alfa Romeo. Earson and the Alfa Romeo prop having a go at each other. Ah, there you go. So down the bridge, this is... Thank you for that shot there, even though the viewers won't be able to see, but that bridge is quite lovely, isn't it? As the cars fly over there at around 300 kilometers an hour. Yeah, I reckon the best races this track produces are endurance races. I've driven in endurance cars, LMPH cars around this track before. Thunderstorming or dry, they are still fun to drive around this track.
It is very fun and beautiful, as there is a Brown GP car.
That's Ethan.
Oh, there is another car.
Yeah.
These cars are flying off.
It's always the curbs, the drivers, they're always sliding around and clipping the curbs. So, and that's a contradicting problem because they want to push the track limits as much as possible, and one way to do that is to use the curbs, but they need to make sure that they use the curbs correctly and don't use it wrong, because if you clip the entry to the curb, your car's going to go up. So you need to slide your car onto the curb, and that's a big difference between Formula 2 and Formula 1. So the Formula 1 drivers will be more able to coast the car, and the Formula 2 drivers might not have so much of an easier time doing it.
Yeah, the Formula 2 drivers need to have as much patience as they need, because if they are not as patient enough, then they can make more driver errors.
Yeah, and that's Prop giving up on his lap right in front of Ledesca.
Oh, and F5K Josh gets the DRS through the bridge section. I think it's quite a lap, but I don't know yet because I'm watching the live feed on the bridge, and I can say it's pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
And how they made the bridge, because there are no like pillars. I can hold on to the bridge.
It's a magic bridge.
Yeah, it's a magic bridge.
It's a magic bridge, mate. Ion Racing Bridge.
I mean, it's Ion. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Oh, there's quite a track.
Oh my god, 2 minutes 30 left. That's an opportunity to get a screenshot there, the rear view of the Brawn GP. Very lovely. Send me the screenshots you get after the session, because those have to be nice, yeah.
I think I have quite a few screenshots. I think they are good, but I don't know. But we will see.
Yeah. And Simon saying he's overpressured. Well, I mean, it's just preseason testing. Nothing to worry about. Just take your time. Yeah. There's I mean, I'd be lying if I said there was no pressure. Because there is a little bit of pressure to impress the people around you, especially team principals.
Yeah. Now, the drivers that are coming around the final corner need to do their laps now, because they don't have much more time. Unless Eason, because I think he has...
So that's it. Eason won't have enough time to set a lap now. So Doggo won't have enough time to set a lap. So that's it. Eason and Sir Doggo won't get another lap in. Simon will get laps in. Ledesca will get this one hot lap in, and F5KJ will get this lap in. So the McLaren and the Aston, the only two cars to get laps in. That's the Alfa Romeo blocking the McLaren. What is that? Use your mirrors. Wow. That is a bit of a joke there. Absolutely no use of the mirrors whatsoever. And Josh will not be happy about that one.
Yeah, the same thing goes for everyone because the drivers don't know where's everybody. They need to work on their awareness.
Yeah, they need to work a lot on the awareness. As Ledeska improves by a little bit at the end, and that is it. No chances for anyone else to set a lap time. That's it. Alright. One practice starts on the grid. Nah, actually, never mind. Never mind, no practices. Well, that's it though, that's the classification. ESN the fastest time with a 108.049. F5KJ with a 108.111. No, 115. Ledeska with a 108.379. Henry Landing with a 109.434. Prop with a 111.147. And Simon with a 114.284. So that's it, and we'll see you tomorrow for the big guns in Formula 1. This has been Favis signing out.